One of the things that really hurt Apple was after I left, John Sculley got a very serious disease. And that disease, I've seen other people get it too. It's the disease of thinking that a really great idea is 90% of the work. And that if you just tell all these other people, here's this great idea, then of course they can go off and make it happen.
In 1967, the Harvard Business Review rejected a paper submitted by Mel Conway. Conway had graduated from Caltech with a master's in physics and from Case Western Reserve with a PhD in math. Over the course of his career, Conway observed an interesting phenomena. The products companies created reflected their organizational structure. A decade later, and the same thesis would eventually be dubbed Conway's Law. While Conway's Law was mainly about designing software systems, its core philosophy could be adopted to a wide variety of industries. All of a sudden, companies were adopting more unconventional organizational structures to try and maximize creative output of their employees. This signaled a key shift in the way companies were managed in the 21st century. In this video, we're going to take a look at how some companies are structured to maximize creative output of their employees.
Disney Company was created by Walt and Roy Disney. They created a variety of entertainment not only for the children, but for the entire family to enjoy. Being a multi-billion-dollar company that owns a lot of subsidiaries, Disney needs to have a more hierarchical, organizational structure than most creative companies. However, when it comes to the creation structure in their studios, it's much more organic and fluid, giving animators and directors more opportunity to express their ideas. Bringing Disney into the creativity of management, they've installed principles to keep the same regimen for more years to come, with Disney as a company, a studio, an amusement park, and a hotel resort. The first management principle is to make your elephant fly. It suggests that your long-term vision should also follow or align itself with the short-term execution. Walt Disney realized that although creativity needs space to evolve with a new generation, creating more exciting ideas, it must follow careful and strategic management. This management process works with communicating and thinking that everyone is working for the common good. The second principle is never a customer, always a guest. Disney theme parks are an example of treating their customers and giving them the full experience of what Disney is about. Walt Disney believed to ensure that families would come back for more every year by listening to their problems and solving it. It then sparks innovation and creativity for the next project.
Facebook is one of the most well-known companies in the world. They provide a prominent social media platform with over 1 billion active users. One of the key aspects for creativity in Facebook is art. Facebook realizes that they have a limited outlook when they're looking at the product. Coding can be intensively cognitive and dry. Thus, Facebook has an in-house artist residency program. Drew Bennett, the director of the program, says that having physical art in the office is important at the company where ideas are expressed primarily through code. Drew says that the mass majority of creativity at Facebook is communicated through the computer, so there isn't a physical residue that demonstrates all the creativity that is abundant within the place. He says by building a program like this, it's allowing the community that is already engaged in so much creativity to have a reference, a backdrop for the reality in a more tactile way. This elaborates the importance of creativity in the tech world. Another important aspect for creativity at Facebook is the community. Facebook has a legendary sign that has become a daily mantra. Quote unquote, "Nothing at Facebook is someone else's problem." The sign was hung anonymously and the idea has spread throughout the whole campus. Quote unquote, "No one owns the culture," says Lori Geller, VP of the People. She says, "It's autonomous and decentralized. We own it all together. This is reflected through the company structure."
Valve is a game studio located just outside of Seattle. Founded by computer engineer Gabe Newell, they're famous for releasing many world-renowned games, such as Half-Life, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, and Portal. Valve is also famous for taking employee freedom to its extreme. Unlike most companies, employees at Valve don't have a fixed desk, nor a manager. As it's outlined on their new employee handbook, quote, "Hierarchy is great for maintaining predictability, but if you want to achieve greatness, you must be free to do what you want." That means that there's almost no top-down policy when it comes to project development at Valve. Developers are free to greenlight new projects and work on whatever project they want. Every desk at Valve is mobile, so if one group is working on a new project you're interested in, you can just move your workspace there. All that freedom, however, comes at a cost. Valve is also well known for their extremely long development cycles, and also for unexpectedly dropping projects, sometimes at near completion, simply because developers lost interest in it. This has made them a quite famous meme in the gaming community, as long-awaited sequels seem to never come. As Gabe himself has said, quote, "All Valve projects emerge organically, and if that means we have to spend 2, 3, or even 5 years without releasing anything, so be it." Despite all that, Valve has become a really successful company, being worth about $2.5 billion. Gaben, who still owns 50% of the company, is also a billionaire, worth about $1.2 billion. Companies have realized that just hiring creative people isn't enough. The key to success lies on creating a culture where that creativity is free to emerge in their products.